whatever. So this is the new end. I don't even remember. I mean, there are so many changes on all levels. But what's new, I would say, is this work in progress about having a proper UI, where you have like docking, Flamingui, where you can select an object, a Kairos tool, and you get an editor there. You can have an inspector that you dock, and yeah, the new thing is that you can create global channels, tracks from global channels.
Why there's many now?
Because I registered some from media as well. Let's say I need to sort this, but let's say I want to create these 4 tracks, and I have them here. These are the tracks that I want to control. No, he already picked the types, so that I can simply start timelining them, right? And so on. This is like
okay, float, vector 2, vector 4.
Yes. Color. And here's the color. Let's go there. Yes. Okay, so far this is a timeline, right? That is not doing much. It's just a timeline. I can go sample it with a composition 1D sampler and connect to it. And now, well, this UI reacted and showed me when I get there. But I can keep it there attached. I'll create a clock so that I can timeline. I can, yeah, let me check. Yeah, we need to check this UI because every time it breaks when you change stuff. When you switch windows. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so you're sending from the timeline to those global channel nodes?
Yeah, just by connecting this object, he basically read all the tracks available present in the timeline, and found out that there were some channels, and basically started to write to them, and that's why we have the outputs already writing there. So if you imagine that this is our we patch something, our application, and then we expose the relevant control parameters of our application, then we could simply like timeline them just by doing this, right? We just using these global channels, we write the properties there in our patch. Simple as that. Another cool feature is like this record to timeline node, which opens up a new window here, which basically shows me all the available global channels which are in our patch. And let's say that I just simply want to insert some keyframes of my tracks. So I'm going to select just those ones. I want to record whatever comes through these channels, which I'm also storing here in the timeline. So I select those and I go into record mode, put my time there, and then I maybe play a bit with this, and simply a keyframe gets inserted there, right? And a new color. Cool. Then I move over there, change my color, change the value, and I have another keyframe. Okay, that's it. I recorded something that I can already play back and it's timeline.
Yeah.
So this is true for these tracks, right? But I mean, it doesn't. Let's say that I have a MIDI controller here in my patch. Look, it's already connected. I'm moving it. Oh. So it comes. Yeah. Well, first example that I would say, okay, let's say that at this point of my time of my animation, I want to create a new keyframe which receives from this channel, which is called 01. 01. Oh, let me try again. Add value. Oh, come on. This is, I think it's the UI. Again, we need to look at this. Oh man. Ah, yeah, it's selected now. So let's try. I know. Let's try. Ah, no, I didn't select the track. Sorry, my mistake. So,
what do you need to do as a user?
yeah, I had to select the track here, this portion of the track. So I create that live value input keyframe with this input source, and there it is. Okay, it's my keyframe, the duration, and by default, okay, now if I implement my inspector, put it there, and select this, I get, yeah, if the source is named 01 and it's already a channel, it's supposed to be a channel. So if I move, yes, it's already connected there, right? So I got my MIDI controller directly connected there. When I play back, during this time, my controller will control the value.
But where is the 01 coming from again?
Well,
Where is it? I hear you.
yeah, I made a simple media receiver in the patch,
String from a counter.
which is all these controllers from this device
And then I get
are generating some channels.
there's the string.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a simple way in which I can receive here. Okay, let's say that I wanna. Yeah, but another way would be to simply say, okay, I have again another value keyframe, and this is called my crazy. Let's go. Oh, since I called it with the same global channel name, in the future it might be like a drop down where I can choose on the data. So it immediately picked it up, and then it's connected to this global channel. So yeah.
You showed the record feature, yeah? Record feature. Can you record what you do, like while playing back, while performing, recording what you do with a MIDI controller, like with with the 01, you showed already.
For example,
but now
I can do like this is the record timeline. So this is where I peak. I could say, okay, I want to record this guy, right? Well, I need to map it if I want to do that.
okay, the 01 you don't need to map. It's just a single. It's a float, yeah. Or what? Or you need to merge channels. Or what do you mean with map?
Yeah. If I want to do that, I need to still do this. Pick the first one and say, okay, now I'm controlling this one, let's say, so I want to,
I don't get it. What is the crazy LFO?
Now you have to put it in parameter 0, 1, no?
yeah, sorry. Where is it?
Link.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah. So now I'm controlling this because, this is why we'll add these modules to write this to the same channels from different locations. Now I'm manually doing it in the patch.
Yeah.
But let's say, okay, I wanna record to the timeline whatever it comes from this parameter one, which I connected now to my MIDI controller, right?
Yeah.
So if I go in record mode, I can already see, no? By the way, it's also connected with this keyframe. So if I play, then yes, it basically just insert keyframes there for every setting that comes through. Yeah. So this is, just patched here, that there will be soon a very cool demo already. Now, there will be a cool demo about what's already available in this current the new version with the global channel. You need to do a presentation about that because it's fast and so, but that's it. The only thing that I wanted to say is that, okay, there are 4 tracks. Let's say that I want to record the 5th input, then, which is not present anyhow here. So if I move it now, a new track gets inserted. And I can simply start animating, no? And immediately you see here, no? This is what I get through the controller. But as soon as I start moving, you also get affected by the timeline. So everything is centralized and already shared. Cool.
Are you also sending it back now to the media device? No.
No, this is just receiving. But again, this is the demo that we will have. So that's it. Another, I already show how to insert, controllers like, well, the rest we know. Who layer is always, actually no, let's do it for the column. But all these features people already know because I already presented them. So I would say, maybe I will show this other tool, which is the launcher, which is new. So let's start from scratch.
Formerly called Matrix, no?
Yes. So launcher is just, it's like Ableton Live matrix arrangement. No, I don't know arrangement, the other one, whatever. We can create scenes, make 10 scenes. And we are then here, and there is no track at the moment. So same with the timeline, we can create the tracks that directly from the channels, available channels. I will just create our 4 parameters, and there you go. We have 4 tracks with all these scenes, and there they are. So let's say that I wanna already type something in there. I need to enable this first of all, and then I wanna put another value there. So you see, we can just switch between these, no? Same for the color. We need to adjust this UI.
Is it now Ingo or is it something else?
Well, it's Ingo inside. That's why I need to, you know, we need to do this crazy thing of exposing the context, whatever. So just saying, but we can already trigger the scenes, right? And let's create some other parameters, settings, just to have something there. So, like in Ableton, we can switch between them, and we can recall them by scene, but also independently. What's not available in Ableton, though, is the interpolation. So we can call these scenes and interpolate between these states. So if this get called, obviously there's nothing here, so it will lurk to the background of this track, which might be something that comes from downstream, right? It's just transparent here. It's like it's transparent. So this is cool, but not enough. Let's say that this guy, we want to set a twinner interpolation, so that when we jump to the scene in 2 seconds, check what happens at this first row. Just like, in 2 seconds, it goes there, but with this interpolation behavior. When I go back there, it's linear because this clip has a linear interpolation method, right? And this is only for this clip, right? I could set this at the track level, I could set at the global level.
The scene level.
Yeah. So, or let's say that, for example, this one, which is white, we want it to be step, which means that there's an interpolation, no? Somehow. Let's say we want to just jump there at some point. If I trigger this, boom, it will jump there after 2 seconds. Because, as you see, each of these clips could have a different method. Yes, so obviously, same principles that we find in Kairos, like light value, I want to receive from my controller 02. Boom. So if I go there, I need to enable the channel, and I will receive from my controller 2. So these are, let's keep in mind, these are our scenes. We go there, and these are our parameters in the patch. We jump there, and then we go to this other one in 2 seconds, and I interpolate to the value that is coming from my controller. And then I interpolate there in 2 seconds. And so on. You see?
Very nice.
And yeah, let's say, okay, this is again a layer. Layer pin this time. So when I create, I got this pin, which should be there on our launcher, right? Yes. So now this layer pin, I can create a layer, which comes with layer X, right? And there it is. He expects a float, so I can I can use I can make a little noise maybe. Huh? Yes. Let's make some noise. Simplex. Whatever. So these will be our value that goes from -1, 1, 1 to 1. Okay. Now let's see what happens when we go there. We start having this animation, right? Because we have a clock and the clip got triggered, so starting playing, and what it's playing is basically this function. This is the time that is flowing through, and this is the value that this layer produces. So, but this is something that I trigger, right? Now I'm interpolating back to my controller, back to the function.
So now it did run, right? When you went to the controller, it's not calling the function, obviously.
Obviously not. If I go back there and it doesn't run,
Silence now.
silence. This gets computed only when it's needed, right? If I go there, what I wanted to show you, and I need to reduce the time speed. Every time I trigger, I start from 0, right? From the initial position. So it's really triggering the clip. So I could create, yeah, that's the thing.
The local time there is
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this could be somehow, this is like a sampler, no? Like where I store like a clip somehow, like an envelope, and I can trigger it constantly because I'm using the triggering signal for that. I still didn't implement the composition, even though it's given that it works. I could just plug in one slot here another timeline, and it would insert all the clips that come from that timeline, and I would be able to trigger and sample that timeline and insert it here. I just missed the UI, which I will do in the next hours that I dedicate to it. But we can do the other way around, right? Because if we go to here and we select a timeline, our timeline, right? Oh my God. So here, we do have the option to insert a composition clip here. So let's try. We go there and say composition. Launcher. Oh, I have something here now. Whoa. What is that? So I have something, and I bet there is an input for a composition, and I connect my launcher there. Boom. Some clip get inserted there. And exactly which one? The one which comes from the launcher. We have parameter 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And we have also in the timeline, we have the same tracks. So they get basically inserted there, right? The cool thing is that this is just something that I can interpolate to, but then in my live show, let's say, I can interpolate to it, but then the value from that comes, get inserted there, flows from here, from this totally different tool, right?
Yeah.
And I can just play with single parameters there. This is my, I don't remember which one is it, this one, okay, a value, you see.
Yeah.
So this is the cool thing about Kairos. In the end, the principles are the same. So you could do the other way around. Let's say that your entry point of your live show or your installation is a series of scenes. that you want to trigger, right? And so this could be a launcher, could be the first Kairos node, and then you could make a graph of other like timelines and other launcher that get basically inserted in the scenes, and you trigger them. So it's really up to you to decide what kind of control you want to have.
Okay, if you're not sure how long your live set is, like it could be anything between 1 and 2 hours, then you would probably want to have a launcher with which you then trigger the different timelines, so you get into these different modes. But if you know it will be 1 hour, then timeline makes sense as the most important tool, and then inside the timeline you can fade between different scenes.
Yeah, of course. It's really up to you. Let's say that, I show you, you might have a fixed structure, but then in a certain part of it, you wanna still be able to play with and improvise, and you can do it like we did here, no? In this section of the fixed structure of the show, I will play back what comes live from my live interaction with this tool, no? So I can improvise and play, and keep in mind these are parameters of my application. It could be like parameters of my design, graphics, and whatever, no? So I can play live, and then when this free flow section is finished, it just interpolates or go to something else which is baked and defined. It's really up to me to combine.
Sounds like it's a tool for a lot of musicians.
Yeah, well, say together, that's why I invented it, no? So
Okay.
this is one thing. Just saying that also for the launcher, we have a recorder, which are the same. I just need to unify them, but still in here, forget about this. I still need to change, visualize the name. This is the ID of the scene, but I picked one. Actually, let me pick the last one so we know exactly anyway. And I say, okay, I want to record a track from these parameters, and I pick, let's say, which one I do have here? The fifth. Okay, let's say I will pick the fifth parameter. Oh God. And I press record, and already I inserted there something. So now I think that there's an interesting loop happening. Yeah, it's a loop. Let me stop this or whatever. Maybe this is. Let me just choose another one. I'm doing loops. Let's pick the sixth. Okay. My sixth controller. I want to have a track for this channel. Let's say. So I pick the one, and so a track gets inserted automatically. Interesting. Something is writing back there. Yeah. But anyway, since this is connected to the timeline,
And the timeline also reacted
yeah, of course, he created a
because of the composition input.
yeah. So if I remove this from here, it will disappear from the timeline as well. Look, undo, and I got it back there, right? If I insert a keyframe here, though, and I remove it, sorry, then it will stay because I authorize it, this track, also from here, right? So,
Now, if you undo the timeline change,
and remove this. Thanks God.
Trying to break it or what?
Challenging. Okay, I think time is limited. But this is a good somehow demo, I guess.
Yeah.
And so what else? The compositor 1D, which we used to have, is done. I just need to make the UI, which is way simpler than doing this one. I needed this first, so I made this. The compositor 1D is very, very simple. It's the simplest UI of all of this right now. So this is what we are gonna play with at the workshop. This Thursday. So that's it. I will release very soon on Nuget, maybe tomorrow, so that we can all play with this.
Thanks.
That's it. Demo. So that's it. Is there any question from the room?
Amazing, no? Only-
the launcher is a mix again between Skia and Ingui, or what? How did I?
All of them are are mixed. Like let me show again. So basically the container app here is Ingui, so that we can have this lovely we can just organize as we want with the docking. The timeline and these inner parts are Skia because they are way more complex, and I couldn't do that. Same for the launcher. I mean, I could do some.
But in there it's again Skia, no? Or
Ingui, for this because I'm using the object editor. I know.
Yeah, it's a GUI and then.
There was no chance to make this stable in. Sounds like it looks like this is doable in Ingui.
Yes, it's doable. I have to spend a bit of time.
I was just asking, was there another reason why maybe not?
Well, because it's complex the way it gets built and gets synchronized to the scenes. It's a bit complex, so I really need to check if I can have that control over the Ingui grid.
Okay.
Okay,
so it was more or less like out of a gut decision that they
but still, though the clip themselves would be Skia, I think, because I don't know. It will. Yeah, this is the first version that I did like 3 days ago, so it is not finished. So it's just to I hope it will improve. Nice recording. So that's it. I'll stop and I think it's busy though. So
I think he's eating.
yeah. Soon.
Yes, just a second, here I am, people are eating behind me, and you can't see a thing now. I will try, and I couldn't really follow along very well.
I'm recording it, I will post it, don't worry.
Brilliant, thank you. As you can see, dinner is kind of still taking place behind me. Du kan sige hej til alle de andre. Du kan prøve at vinke til dem, hvis du
Hello.
So but thank you. I have no idea what you just said, but
yeah. I'll leave it to the rewatch.
Brilliant.
So yeah,
I'm sure it's awesome.
It is.
you will see.
Ah, brilliant.
Thanks for
Thank
watching
you.
it.
Kind
Bye.
of watching it. Bye.
Bye.